students that drop out, I guess they have their reasons. Maybe they don't want to share their reasons, but sometimes maybe they should. It could really make a big difference.
When I was in grade 7 and 8, me and all my friends, all we were thinking about was, okay, just we turned 16, we're out of here. And most of us, when we turned 16, we were out of here. I'd say most of the reasons would probably be, well, peer pressure, trouble at home, and I find if you're hanging around with all the crowd, you don't want to be in school. Most of the problem at home was me and my parents weren't really getting along. My parents were separated. And I don't know, I just figured, well, if I quit school, I'll pay them back. I'll get them back for all the heartache they caused me. I just took off, and all I needed was time alone. And once I got time alone, I realized I was being stupid. And, well, I was being pursued by the police because I took one of my grandfather's social security checks. And I don't know, it just seemed like everyone was out to get me, so I figured, shag it, I'll get out of here.
Well, I helped him get back in school, and he was a really, really good friend of mine, and he was really smart. And when he dropped out, it was because of family problems mostly. He got kicked out of his house, and he never had nowhere to go. And we got Tim to move in with us, because where he was kicked out, he moved into our house. Without my mother and father, he'd probably be into a boys' home right now.
They were excellent. They treated me good, and they emphasized that I had to get my schoolwork done, and I was doing homework every night. Oh, it was excellent.
74.
Oh, good job. Better than the last one.
If it wasn't for them, I'd probably be in jail.
At the end of Davis, I dropped out of school and I went to Toronto with my dad and that, and had a few problems up there, and like we got like a racking in one night, and he put me out on the street, and I was out there for probably a week, not even a week.
I'm hungry.
Wait, Corey, I'm cooking supper. Wait till the supper cooked.
I'm getting an apple.
After a couple months of being up there, I got ready and I come home again. And that was about a week or two before we started school in here. And I come in here and I was doing good at the first of the year, then I started skipping off and everything, and then I lost a lot of days at that, and marks dropped down because of that, because I had mostly 15 marks gone, had days unexplained and everything.
Well, the teachers will call me and tell me he's out of school, and I'll go look for him and bring him back, right? And I explains to him that, he got to stay in school and that, right?
Mom, I got a picture to show you.
All right, bring him over and show me. Kimberly's doing excellent. She brings home her books, does her homework. Whenever she comes in through the door, she does her homework. Yeah. But Corey, he's completely different. He thinks he's getting older, and he's in with the wrong crowd.
I'm down. I'm going fishing.
Make sure you're home for your supper.
No, I'm not fishing. I'm coming home for supper.
You make sure you're back now your supper.
I'm home then.
All right, go and get your homework done. So, but if I can keep him in school until he gets his grade 12, I'll be lucky.
I had 5 months left in grade 12 and I dropped out. And I left because I wanted to get out and see what it was like in the real world, to see if it was like, can I just get out there and get a job without any education? But I got out there and I found out I was wrong. Well, you can go out and work in a store, just a regular store like at a cashier or something like that, but that's no good years down the road. With everything so high, so expensive and everything, what's that going to get you? $4.75 an hour, right?
I thought about dropping out of high school, but where are you getting without it? You need grade 12 just to do landscaping.
You doing, Paul?
I'm bad, sir. Yourself?
What are you up to? Not much, a little late. I'll see you smarten that up a bit now, the next little while.
Sure.
Okay.
If your mom and dad is not saying stay in school, or do your best, and the best is all you can do, and what you got to do is say, well, look, I'm not doing this for nobody, I'm doing this for me. There's going to be me pay for this in the long run. I'll suffer for it now, but it's going to help me
and it's only going to help me in the long run.
As far as I'm concerned, there is no way to help you if you're going to drop out. If you have your mind dead set on dropping out of school, you're going to, no matter what anybody says, no matter if it's a teacher, your parents, or anybody. But if I think if the teachers weren't so bad as they are, and they tried to help you instead of telling you all the time, it could probably help a lot of students.
A lot of people expected the hard case image from me, and I just figured I'd live up to it for a while. Most of the crowd in my class are younger than I am, and like they're all expecting me to be telling off teachers and everything so they can get a kick out of it. But I'm not at the half stuff I was at before. Well, the bit of time I was out of school, I realised how much I needed school, so now I'm getting serious with that. Once I bring up my marks and I want to pass, I'm going to make something of myself. School isn't as boring as it was when I wasn't into it. I find now that I'm starting to get involved with stuff in school. It's not half as boring as I had it made out to be before.
But I have a lot of friends who dropped out of school. Well, not a lot, but 2 or 3, I guess. And all they're doing is sitting at home. And their mother's bawling at them because they got no job or nothing, and they can't get a job because they ain't got a high school diploma, and they're just sitting home regretting it.
I think the school got a lot to offer. I don't think anyone who drops out should bring it back up on the school that it was their fault, because I mean, I've been in school now just about 14 years. You know, I mean, I'm glad I stayed in school. I didn't drop out. I've got a friend here now in grade 12, and I was talking to him. I mean, really good friends with him, and he dropped out back in grade 10, and he was bored. He had nothing to do, so he decided to come back to school.
There's not much to tell. I just woke up one morning and I didn't want to come. Well, I didn't plan on quitting, it just happened, right? Like skip off one day leads to a week, and eventually you got something better to do, and school becomes a hassle, right? Has to go out of my way to actually get here.
There's me and my cousin Trevor, and there's my friend Michael and JR. They're about the only 4 of us that really don't enjoy going to school, and we rather be out around at the malls and everything, hanging out in arcades and that, at dances and everything, and we're not really trying to do our work. All we're doing is really thinking on ourselves and where we're going to go at the weekend and what we're going to do and all that. Mostly all of our reasons are the same, it's just that we don't like and we don't understand most of our stuff, and we just rather be out around.
I left school, I was about, say, 16 years old, and I quit what I did, right? And the reason I quit was because I more or less wanted to be, I wasn't interested in school, I wanted to be more or less with the boys, fooling around more or less. School to me was the last thing on my mind at that time, right? Well, now it's different now. I'm a married man now. I have someone depend on me instead of myself, right? And if I had my time card back, I would have stayed in that. If I had known then what I know now, right? Like, you go look for a job today. If there is a job to get, you don't have the education, you're not going to get it anyway.
I dropped out now a little over 2 years, because I was going to Powell's there at the work study, and I got a chance to go to work there, so I gave it up and I went to work there. Right?
To have somebody comment to me that well, I won't worry about finishing school because I can go to work to Powell's. Powell's may not always be here. If it isn't Powell's, whatever the local firm, the local establishment that may be around, everybody is progressing. A lot of the things that we do here now, we do completely different than we did some time ago. Where it's still labor intensive, there's a lot of hard work and actual physical labor involved, but a lot of it has been automated, and there are a lot of inventions and devices out there now that would simply take a lot of people out of the workforce if PALS was the only thing in the area.
It hasn't always been the situation, but we've been forced to change. We've been forced to go with technology to operate more efficiently because of market pressures.
The way it is in Carbonear, which is in most places in Newfoundland, jobs are really scarce now, and most people are going with the most trained people. I work in a gas station, and I learned each night we have to take readings, and we have to average out how many liters we have. We had to take dips, and we have to try to figure out how much gas we sold that day. And if you don't got very much knowledge about math and stuff, you're not going to be able to figure it out.
There's a concept in math called the greatest common factor. If you take a fraction such as 18 over 30, you say, well, now how do I know how to reduce that fraction?
Math is one of the basic things that you can use no matter what your job might be, whether it be in an office atmosphere or, in my case, on a warehouse floor. Math is so important in everything that you do. Simply adding up the number of cases on a particular order where you can't carry a calculator around on the floor with you.
Okay, 2 over 3 equals something over 15.
I really want to go on and finish grade 7 in Guam, but it's been a little bit too difficult in that because I'm not really understanding all the subjects I got and everything, so I'll need to go on because I want a job in another way. I don't want to go on.
My father, he fishes. He has his own longliner, and he didn't finish school. I think he quit in grade 10. And he's doing okay now, I mean, on his own, but he wishes he did have his full education and he'd be able to become something.
No, I didn't finish school. I finished grade 8. I wish I had to go to school. I went back to trade school after I was married and took up to grade 10, and I got into the fishery. Before I got into fishery, I was in a lot of jobs that I couldn't get the bigger jobs because of the education. The technology that I got aboard my boat now was never heard tell of. Just a compass, radar, and charts. And the stuff they're bringing out now, you want your BA just to run it, you know. And that's how much changed in 14 years for me. And there's no way that any boy or any young man at 16 or 17-year-old can jump aboard this boat or any boat out here and do these things right now without the technology is going.
Corey loves the water. Right, if I said to him tomorrow, Corey, you know, you can go down the boat with someone tomorrow, he's gone. Get about school, he's gone. Corey just thinks you can go down to the wharf and you walk right aboard of a boat and that's it. I try to explain about fishery, but you can't talk to him about that.
When I started fishing, well, when I went in the boat, I was only a small boy and got into it and learned the things that my dad knew, which wasn't very much. Such as, he was a good fisherman, but he didn't need only a compass. He knew all his landmarks and whatnot. But now you're getting into new areas, new electronic equipment, which you definitely need an education to know how to use it. It's only this past winter that I had to go back to school and start off on a 4-class fishing master's ticket. And I only had grade 8 when I left school, and I found it really hard. I encourage Michael, that's my son, he's 13 now, he's going to grade 8. And I encourage him to go to school and get an education, at least grade 12. Taking into account that the fishery will be okay in 5 years. You know, Michael will be 18 then, and hopefully he will go to the Marine Institute. If he wants to stay in the fishery, go to the Marine Institute and upgrade his education even further. And if the fishery is managed right after 5 years, there will be a decent living there for him.
I'm in grade 12. I'm trying to get into some kind of trade school or something next year to take mechanics. I want to take mechanics course. Hopefully one of these days open my own place, work for myself. Right now I'm working in another grade, but I'd like to have my own business. I'm in a class, enterprise education, learning about new business, how to start up a business, how to run it, stuff like that. It's the best thing since sliced bread.
I think doing this course really does give you ideas other than just doing another job. Trying to open up a business is probably really good opportunity.
We learned how to develop a business plan, to how to start off, and then we started off selling shares. That's our plan. Then we did a survey to school to see what kind of food they wanted.
We're learning how to do it, what's involved with it, how much trouble you can run into, how easily you can make it or break it.
You can't expect to go right into a business and make thousands and thousands and that'll be it, right? So you gotta have patience, and you gotta be a hard worker, you can't be afraid to work.
We were talking to you earlier about getting signs made up for the Signs Are Us group.
Mm-hmm. For the enterprise education.
Yeah. And we're just wondering, how many signs you'd be able to produce first?
Well, again, dependent. I'd have to figure out.
You gotta have some education, because doing books and writing letters and stuff like that, if you're not educated, you're not going to be able to write it.
You know, it relates to the real world, not like religion or something. You know what I mean? Religion is boring and you don't need it, but this course is, everybody should have it.
Would you ask Tim Butt to come right on down to the office right away, please? Thank you.
I skipped school a couple times since I come back, and Mr. Stone was really upset.
Yes, Tim. Come in a second. I want to have a talk to you. Now, Tim, I think we got some problems that we're going to have to get settled out.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stone has made a difference this year. He's a real good principal. I say he's the best one I've had yet, and he pays a lot of attention to the students. I don't know, this year the teachers are taking more notice to people who dropped out, and this year's after changing a whole lot.
Now, what's going to happen after this time?
Indefinite suspension.
Indefinite suspension. That's right. So now when you get out on the street, we're not going to be much help to you out there. Mary's not going to be much help to you out there. And none of us are going to feel good because we will have all have failed. None of us are here to put you out on the street. So, I mean, you've got to do your part if we're going to help you. And right now you're on your last legs, and I got to treat you the same as everybody else.
People say the school got nothing to offer me because there is nothing here for me, so I'm going to drop out. We got a work-study program now, and from what I know of it, every Friday or something, they be put onto a job and get some experience on the job.
This is good one here, attitudes for work, and you certainly get the job, keeping the job. Do you want to go over these overnight and take a look at them?
The work study is a good advantage because it gives you a good idea of what it's like out in the workplace, so what type of things you do, what your employer expects of you, and also the work study is, it helps you more with your courses too, right? In the work study program you always had 2 extra periods a day with Mrs. Pilgrim, whom was the work study program teacher, and she always helped us a lot.
Okay. Excuse me, miss, I got some problems.
All right, I'll be there in a second, Daryl. Okay, get to work at that now, okay?
Yes, miss.
Students out in the other classes, they don't like the work-study program. They think it's for stupid people, the work-study program is, right? But it's not. It's just to help people who need to get out there and learn what it's like out there in the real world.
For the past, I say, 15 years, we've had students come from the schools for their work-study programs. There's lots of benefits. For instance, it gives them more confidence in themselves. A lot of people we put on the floor and they got to deal with the public, so it'll make them more friendly. And then that builds up their self-esteem, and they can do more than what they think they can do.
I think the work studies program that we've been involved with to date, I think it's certainly been a great benefit to all those students who are involved. And not to mention us, because we got a lot of great workers out of it. And the best thing about those work study programs, the individuals all were quite, took a lot of pride in what they did. I think what it instills is a work ethic. You don't get something for nothing. If you take pride in what you do, how you do it, show initiative that you do want to do it, that you are interested, employers and supervisors and so on, they're going to notice that.
All winter, all the answers I've been getting is like, there's no work, you know, we don't need anybody at the time. If anything comes up, we'll keep you in mind, right? Because there's just no work on the go.
When I was at school, well, all my friends that are at school were all looking for jobs. But there's just nothing out there to get. There's no part-time jobs, there's no full-time jobs, there's just no jobs, period.
Here in Carbonear, there's basically not a big lot to do. Years ago, if you dropped out of school, I get a job at fish plant. Right now, the future for a lot of people looks very poor.
You come out of school today with a grade 9 or a grade 8 or a grade 10, and you dedicate 5 or 6 years of your life to, let's say, the fishery. It could be forestry or mining, it could be anything, and that is all you know, then you're stuck.
There's no place for you out there without education. People like Tim that got lost in the way got to go back. There's no future without education. If he gets his grade 12, that's something they can't take from him. He got it. And without grade 12, he's nothing in this world.